Our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go. All right. That line, comments have exploded. Our day exploded.
Our day did explode. Is it still Monday?
It is. All of Lancaster came to a grinding halt because the show did not start at 2.
That's true.
And it didn't
Everybody was wondering what was going on.
Right. It didn't start at 2 for good reason, because Gardner's always has our customers' backs in more
100%.
ways than one. And Ben, the more svelte, nimble, agile business partner here, stood tall, stood up for our customers today. We had a delivery driver out sick and another one not be able to work today. And Ben hearkened back to the beginning.
Oh my gosh, it felt like 2001 today.
Did you? And it's so fitting. We have Ruth joining us today with fitness and modality and mobility and well-being.
I used all of that today.
Yeah, you stretched muscles you forgot about today.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And I still have one more to do when this show wraps up.
Oh yeah, you are brownie points.
Yeah.
There's some treats on the table you can have as a reward.
From
last week's guest,
from Lancaster Gift Box,
Gift Box, which is very tasty treats. But no, thank you, brother, for stepping in for our customers.
No problem.
For our business today.
Yep.
So that is why all of Lancaster, you came to a halt this week, because the show does go on, and we were okay to go a couple minutes late. Excuse me, to have Ben join us. But we have Ruth Polillo here with Special Strong. Ruth, before we get into it, I'm going to give my my mattress buying tip, but I want you to be ready for what we prepared for here.
I'm ready.
We're going to pull it off in just 1 minute. So my mattress buying tip for you, again, a lot of what we do happens here in the store each day. And so today we had a customer come back to visit and wonder where was their mattress. And because of the curated offerings, because of the vast selection we have, it is very hard to stock everything. We do our very best to have the things that people need quickly, like that guest bed mattress, that kid's mattress that maybe got sold in an accident. But in this case, it wasn't. It was one of a more curated choice. And so we order that factory fresh. Now, the interesting thing is on the factory website, they're one of our direct-to-consumer partners. On the factory website, it said 7 days to ship. And while that might be true, there's a lot that goes into that. And in fact, this mattress wouldn't have even been able to have been shipped by the factory. And so sometimes there's a little bit of conflicting information in the world, right? Imagine that. The world's not a perfect place of information.
Right.
Right. And so the tip would be really kind of sort through the logistics of your purchase, rely on a reputable person or store or outlet, whoever you might be buying from, whether that is online or you would be so gracious as to honor us with your business. We would love that. But we'll always shoot you straight. In this case, we always tell our customers in these instances 3 to 4 weeks to have your new mattress in your home. And we're gonna meet that for this customer and then some. But he just had that little question. And so not everything is equal, not every purchase is equal. Always understand all the nitty gritty of it. I remember last summer I worked with a customer who had found a price online of the same thing they bought, and somebody said, "Oh, we'll ship you that." Well, the shipping would have been a 48-foot tractor trailer.
Oh my gosh,
in their neighborhood.
That's not going to work.
Which is a gated neighborhood, so not even no entry, right? Not allowed. Would have been a 48-foot truck showing up like, I'm here with your stuff. My name's Mac. That's at the back of the truck. I'm going to take my lunch break. And
doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Right. And so those things are not always equal. And so that's my tip, right? Like just really make sure you're understanding the fine print of your purchase, all the logistics involved, especially if you're getting a very curated, specialized purchase for yourself where a bed base is involved, pillows and a mattress, because oftentimes we're bringing together 3 and 4 vendors to make that happen.
Yep.
Right. It's kind of like that really great steak dinner. It's not the steak and two sides and the salad and the soup and a dessert, and it's just like all slopped right on the plate up on the
There's a presentation
rack.
To it.
Yeah, there's time and care put into the delivery. So that's my tip.
Like it.
Hope that helps. But it's time for our weekly podcast discount, and I think it's always fun to have our amazing guests kick this off.
Don't mess it up.
Oh,
yeah,
don't
no
mess
pressure.
it up.
All of Lancaster, we scared Lancaster by starting late. They thought maybe the world stopped.
Yeah.
And
It has
so
not
now
stopped.
it falls to your shoulders and your spin.
Keep it going.
For
I
this
hope I can
amazing
handle it.
discount this week. So Ruth, I turn it over to you.
All right, Chris, spin that wheel.
Well
Nailed
done.
Nailed it.
That was probably the best spin that wheel.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And let's
I have
see.
high standards.
Let's see. Oh, it's another good one. $25
okay.
donation
Yes.
and your name to charity with any purchase. That's any purchase. So like even a $25 purchase.
Mhm.
So maybe a new mattress protector for your kid's bed, which isn't that crazy to think of this time of year.
No, not
They're
at all.
hopped up on Christmas cookies and
Oh,
hot
gosh.
cocoa,
Yeah, we did Christmas cookies in our house yesterday.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe that toddler who's just learning to sleep all night in their
Mhm,
big boy or big girl bed has an accident. Mattress protector is great, something great to have.
Got to have it on every bed.
So any purchase will make a $25 donation, courtesy of our amazing guest Ruth this week. She did a great job. It's a great time of year for that one.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I
Season.
love it. Giving back.
Reason for the season, giving back, all that stuff. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah. So, like you said, Ruth Polillo from Special Strong. Ruth, so you started, Special Strong showed up in my Facebook newsfeed.
Yeah.
Things show up in the Facebook newsfeed. I think you recently had maybe a grand opening or
I
a
did.
launch of
Yes.
your new facility. And I'm like, this looks like so I clicked on it and learned more about who you are and what you do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Ruth would be a great fit for Lancaster Connect. So I reached
Nice.
out and you set up a show and here we are. So
Here we are.
yeah, glad you're in person here in studio with us. And like I said, you represent Special Strong. Let's learn more about Special Strong. So, it's been around for a while, but it's now in Lancaster.
Yeah.
And you started it here in
Yeah.
Lancaster. So let's learn more about it. What is Special Strong?
Yeah. So Special Strong now it's a nationwide company.
Okay.
And what we do is we provide adaptive fitness services. So what that means is personal training to people with mental, physical, or cognitive challenges. And that could be any age, any diagnosis, any kind of challenge. And it just makes it more accessible to that kind of community or that kind of demographic, whereas those people would normally not have access to a gym
Right.
or services like this. They might get physical therapy or they might get occupational therapy or things like that, which are all great. But this kind of goes alongside of that and can provide them a more expanded and enriched experience to go along with all those other therapies that they do.
So what is the history of Special Strong? And then maybe you can bring it into why did you bring it to Lancaster?
Yeah. So Daniel Stein, our founder, so he had a couple different things going on in his life, even from childhood. So he was diagnosed with ADHD when he was a child, and that gave him, issues here and there with school and with, social things. And, so he struggled even as a child. And then I think when he was a teenager, his parents bought him a weight set for the garage. And he discovered, like, okay, well, exercise is really helping me focus. It's really helping me in all of these challenged areas that I have. And he just fell in love with fitness, from that time on. And as he went into adulthood, he became a certified personal trainer. He just continued on that journey. And I guess also in adulthood, he then had other challenges. He was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease.
Oh, wow.
He was diagnosed with a mood disorder. So he again just used exercise to kind of combat all of that stuff. And then in a different part of his life, he was active in a local church that he was in, and he was kind of being mentored by someone there. And through conversations that they had, this mentor mentioned to him, I see you working with people with special needs, people with disabilities, taking these gifts that you have and these experiences that you have and, building on that.
Yeah.
So he just kind of ran with that and created Special Strong. And so that was in 2016 is when he started that.
So it's almost 10 years old.
Yeah. And then, so he ran it just himself, for a while. And then I believe it was 2020 that he decided to franchise.
Oh, wow.
So a bunch of franchises popped up in Texas. That's where Daniel is. That's where, our headquarters are. So a bunch popped up there, and then it just started expanding and growing
Wow.
from Texas. So now I believe we're in about 11 states so far. This is the first one in Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think there's another one that just opened in the Pittsburgh area. So we are getting more in Pennsylvania as well. But yeah, each month they're signing on new franchisees. They're looking to expand and grow all over the place. So yeah, so here we are.
That's awesome. When did you first become aware of Special Strong?
I actually knew about them years ago. I was working through another company that I had. My background is in physical therapy. So I'm a physical therapist. I've been a physical therapist for about 20 years. And a colleague of mine and I decided to start a company that provided continuing education to healthcare providers. So we were running that and doing a lot of things on social media, naturally, because everybody's on social media. So we were doing a lot of marketing on there. And I think I ran across Special Strong on LinkedIn and came across, so what they were posting at that time, and they still do, is their stories, just the stories of the athletes that they would work with. And being a physical therapist and kind of scrolling, and then I found that, I was like, whoa, this is really cool. I was like, firstly, this is just a genius idea, but why aren't other people doing this?
Right.
Why isn't this out there more? And so I just started following them. It wasn't really any kind of, I never thought at that time, that I'd be a part of it.
Right. Right.
I just thought it was cool. And I just started following them. And I guess later, a few years later, let me back up. So my professional life was physical therapy.
Yeah.
In my personal life, I have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys, and both of my boys have special needs.
Okay.
So I have a 13-year-old who has autism, and I have a 3-year-old who has Down syndrome.
Okay.
And so between knowing what I know professionally and doing adaptive fitness anyway, all these years, and then, living kind of the special needs life, for 13 years now, with my older son being 13, I just kind of felt like, let me reach out to them. Let me see what this is really all about. I believe my youngest son was about 1 year old at that time, maybe a little younger than that. And I called them. We had a great conversation. The timing was just not right.
Yeah.
So I just kind of left it there, just continued to follow their stories and admire them from afar. And they just kept coming back. They just kept coming back into my feed and back into my mind. And, I really did just feel led to reach out to them again, and see, is this something that I could do now? Is the timing right now? And it was, it wasn't only a change in my timing, but also, their processes had changed a little bit. They kind of, refined how they did things with the franchisees, and, everything just kind of at that time worked better than when I had reached out before. So I moved forward, and here I am.
That's an incredible story.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What do you mind sharing your children's name?
No, not at all. My older son, Vincent, he's the 13-year-old with Down syndrome. And then Joshua is the 3-year-old. I mean, no, I said that backwards. Didn't I? I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So my 13-year-old has autism, and my 3-year-old, Joshua, has Down syndrome.
You had the names right. Yeah. That's it's like your parents as you're growing up there.
They say all the names except yours.
Yeah. That's what I was picturing. Yeah.
A couple of things I picked up on you sharing there. Movement just makes you feel better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To your founders, getting that first weight bench. I've lost. You wouldn't know it. I've lost a whole bunch of weight. I'm in my first skinny pants.
Got skinny jeans on?
And no. I'm in. These are now my fat pants.
Aha, I got you.
Nice.
I got you.
I put them on, and I'm like, didn't have my belt on yet this morning, and I'm walking around the house, my pants fell down. And so movement is good. And I just share that.
It makes your pants fall down.
Yeah, right. Wear a belt, folks.
Yeah.
But I just share that, taking away that lesson of movement is good. It makes you feel better. I want everybody to check out what Ruth is doing at Special Strong, especially, and I love how you call them athletes too.
Yeah.
I think that's really special. It gives a different connection, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Just watching the video. So if you're catching this on audio, definitely get to Ruth's website. We have it in the show notes. You're going to see some amazing people doing amazing things as athletes in the various Special Strong. Do you call it studios, practices, centers? What do you call your space?
Well, that's an interesting question because we don't have a space ourselves. We partner
oh.
with places in the community.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So maybe just training sessions, coaching sessions.
You'll see amazing people doing Special Strong coaching sessions.
Yeah.
That bring out the athlete in them that you never knew existed. How's
Yeah,
that? Is that
absolutely. No, that was perfect.
better? Okay, good.
Yeah.
But I just bring all this up about movement. I was we put our RV cover on the RV on Saturday because I'm like, we had a little bit of snow on it. I didn't want more snow. And so I was moving around a lot. I'm like, this feels really good. And I've come to find Hoka shoes make my knees and joints feel great. So I'm on the lookout for Hoka shoes all the time. So I go to Goodwill because Hoka shoes are wildly expensive. And the jury's still out for me if they are worth it because I feel great. But I only feel like I got the same 6 months as I did like a pair of Skechers.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
I see what you mean.
But like I'm deciding, does the feeling great in the 6 months justify the price? I'm deciding that, right? So I go to Goodwill and I find skinny boy pants. And they're all new. There's like 3 colors and there's like 6 of each color in my size. So I go to put them on and this is where I get humbled in the point of the story and why you want to move more. I'm being long-winded. I'm sorry. So I go thinking, all right, skinny boy, I go and I do a new movement to take in the dressing room, shift my pants around, right? Take them off, put the other ones on. Like you today, I moved muscles I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
Something pinched, and if you're watching, you're seeing me. If you're listening, something pinched from my right shoulder across my chest, down to my left side, and into my back, then like up my neck, all in one fell swoop. And I immediately became a pretzel.
Like a lightning shock.
Yes, it was terrible. And I literally just had to say, stand up straight quickly and fix this. And I did, and I felt better. But the point of all that being movement is good and it does help you feel better. You can get a little over your skis like I did on Saturday. But I love that you're helping all of these folks and tell us the ages you work with and
it's
all the
really
types of athletes that can come to you.
Yeah, I would say it's really all ages.
And all abilities.
And all abilities. You know, we might say age 5 or age 8 and up. But if we see a child that's younger, who's the right fit, who has the right needs, and we can meet them, we're going to take them on. You know, there's really no reason not to.
Yeah.
You know, if we see that they have challenges and we know how to help them with those challenges, it doesn't really matter what their age is.
Yeah. So between, physical therapy and occupational therapy, which from my recounting of my dressing room changing pants story, I'm like, this guy needs occupational therapy. Where does Special Strong fit in that? And how do caregivers and family members engage and like bring you in to the equation of things?
Yeah. So do you mean in comparison to physical therapy and occupational therapy or?
Yeah. Or is it, or am I just confusing it and you do all of that and more?
Well, so I would say it's separate. Okay. My background is physical therapy. So I just have a base knowledge of a lot of this adaptive fitness stuff just from what I've done in my professional life.
Yeah.
But all of our franchisees, all of our coaches that we hire, they're certified personal trainers, or they have a related degree like me, like they have a PT degree or a degree in exercise science, or something of that nature. And then on top of that, what Special Strong does is they provide what's called an adaptive fitness certification. So it's like the personal training certification, but with a twist. So it goes through all of the different specialty areas, that we would have to know about in order to meet the needs of our adaptive athletes.
Yeah.
So once we sign a coach on to work with us, we put them through the Special Strong certification as well. So that's one thing that sets us apart from other training situations. Not only are our clients are different, than other training situations, but our coaches are different too. So we don't have just the regular old personal training certification. We have more than that. We have an extra layer of certification and knowledge.
Gotcha. Very good. Very good. So at this point, how long have you said first in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
How long have you been serving the athletes in the area here?
Yeah, so it's really brand new. The Special Strong Lancaster County location, we opened officially November 15th.
Okay.
So we've only been open 1 month.
Yeah. That's what I was seeing in my newsfeed. Your grand opening, right?
Yes.
Or lunch or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely saw that. I was seeing my own ads for that. So you did.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
I'm just impressed enough you got off of Candy Crush and Farmville. Facebook and life.
You know I'm not on that. Let's not start that.
Lies.
That's funny.
It's always the ching, and then it's all it does across the desk for me. I kid.
So, how does a family who wants to use your services get involved?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. So on the website, there's a button they can click that says "Start Your Stronger You free trial today." And what that does is that triggers a whole chain of events that brings them to me, essentially. So you would just, when you click on that, you fill out your name and information, and then we contact you, get a little bit more information from you through our registration process. And as long as there are no real big red flags, like have a medical issue that it would be unsafe for you to exercise, those sorts of things, as long as we don't identify those areas as being red flags, we would go ahead and get them scheduled for a free trial. So we always do a free trial with all of our athletes at the beginning. And we want to do that so that we can identify those things that are challenging for them, see what their abilities are and see what challenges they have. And through that, this is another thing that sets us apart is we use a assessment tool called CBSE. So the C stands for core, balance, and flexibility. The C is, I'm like not speaking right here. So I already said what the C was. The B is brain and sensory.
Yep.
Okay. And the S and E is the strength and endurance. So we're not just interested in taking somebody to the gym and like getting buff and, just lifting weights and getting as, or just losing weight. That's part of it. Building strength and losing weight is part of it. But we also want to incorporate the core, flexibility and balance, and the brain and sensory. So we bring all of those aspects into the free trial that we do. So we have them do all kinds of different activities where we can highlight what's going on in those realms for that person. And then from that, we can really say, hey, this is what we found, parent, caregiver, loved one, whoever you are. This is what we're recommending now, based on what we just saw. And we can really give a more tailored and specific experience for them.
That's awesome. So the free trial, is that one session that lasts an hour or something? Or
usually it is. I have one client right now that I've split it up just because the initial free session that I scheduled, he was having some medical issues going on, like nothing major, just like a little bit of illness, I would say. So if they need because of that, or if they need time because of even just tolerance, maybe the environment that we were in was too overstimulating for them.
Yeah.
Just anything, that's kind of at our discretion. I would say generally it is one session that lasts approximately an hour, but we can certainly stretch it over time depending on what they need.
That's cool. And what are some of the facilities that you use?
So in my territory, I was lucky enough to be able to partner with Planet Fitness.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and it's so helpful because they're all over Lancaster County.
Mhm.
So they think there's about 7 different locations that I have access to with the
Hmm.
athletes that I work with. Um, I would say the only drawbacks to Planet Fitness are that they have an age limit, so that I can't
Oh,
bring
okay.
anybody younger than 13. So in those cases, I've been able to partner with local churches or, different
Oh.
places like that where they allow me to use a space, where I can get the free session done and, go from there.
And then you can bring your own equipment in. to the
Yeah,
facility.
definitely. I mean, in those circumstances, I obviously wouldn't have like big machines or treadmills or
Right.
anything like that to, assess the person with. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of different stuff that we just bring along with us.
But
That's cool.
it didn't look like you need big equipment. I mean, looking at the
No,
athletes
yeah.
on your website, like they are just having a ball carrying like the little inflatable ball around some cones
Mhm.
and just
Yep.
having the time of their life.
Yeah. I mean, it's all really about fun. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like if you're having fun and paying attention to the CBSE items, that we build the program off of, you're golden. So yeah, we don't need big equipment. It's just it is nice to have it when you want it or when you need it. So that's where that comes in. But yeah, you can do a million things with just the stuff that you throw in your gym bag,
right.
that I can just bring in my trunk to the session.
And to reiterate, CBSE core, brain, strength, endurance.
Yes.
Look at you. My goodness.
A+.
You learned that way faster than me.
You wrote it yourself. You gave yourself an A+. So well
Of course,
done.
man. That's right. You gotta give yourself a pat in the back when you need it. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
So I'm gathering, and correct me if I'm wrong, your services, are they something that goes through insurance? Or is this something that you just work directly with the family on and the athlete on? How's that work?
Yeah, we don't take insurance in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the athletes that we work with do have Medicaid as an insurance, just because of the nature of the disability or the challenge that they have. So what we can do in Lancaster County, and this is not available everywhere in every state, but we do have waiver services in Lancaster County. So there have been a lot of service coordinators through the Behavioral Health and Developmental Services Department who have been working with me to get their clients to access those waiver services to use them for Special Strong.
Mhm.
Now that's not, it just depends on what the person is connected to. So that's not necessarily available. It's not like a one size fits all
Right, not
kind
a
of
blanket
situation.
statement, not a
Yeah.
blanket offer. Yeah.
Right. But it's there for those who have tapped into it. The process from my end is a little bit tricky, but we're working through it.
Yeah.
And because I do want people to be able to access that and for it to be a little bit more seamless than it is now. But yeah, otherwise we just work through the families and, or if they, do any kind of other fundraising on the side or whatever it is. Yeah, it's just a couple different options, but
Yeah, very good.
That's
Very
cool.
good. I know from personal history, we had in youth football, we had a brother of one of our players who has Down syndrome, and our season wasn't going well. And we had these were, what year was, I'm trying to think, was this 7 and 8 year olds or 9 and 10 year olds? So a little more opinionated as kids, right? A little more ego.
No.
And I'm like, you know what? We gotta have we gotta come around the learning curve a little different this year. So I brought in one of the players' brothers who has Down syndrome. And I said, you're going to practice with us for a little bit. I talked with mom and she was fine with it. I said, ultimately, we're going to get him on the field for our last game at the high school stadium. And we're going to run the play where he gets to score a touchdown.
nice.
And I'll work it out with the refs and the other team. And we did. And the point of sharing that is, again, it just goes back to what I said earlier. It's just about getting some movement and feeling better.
Yeah.
And, his grandfather told me from that moment forward, the confidence level he had was just so much better.
That's so cool.
And then years later, I see him in the band just this past past season, and the year before, just banging the bass drum in the band. And, thinking about this young man back then, I don't know that I would have, and I'm not in any way taking credit,
Right,
because there was
right.
a lot that happened for him in his own leadership of self, and for his family, for his teachers and his support network, I'm sure. But again, I was told there was a pivotal moment that just built confidence to have that opportunity to be a part of something. And it doesn't need to be as grand as a touchdown play on a football field, but just the opportunity to
Yeah.
be like the other kids.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm guessing that's what you give the athletes you work with.
Yes, definitely. And I think it's interesting because I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. So, you see a lot of different ads and different, things pop up. And there was one, and I'm going to paraphrase it, so I hope I don't destroy what it said, but the main message of it was this girl with Down syndrome. She was a young woman, and she apparently was an advocate for Down syndrome. And she was going through all these different scenarios, like, oh, you think I can't have an alcoholic drink? You think I can't say a curse word? You think I can't, do this? You think I can't do that? And it was all these quote unquote like adult things,
Right.
And at the end of it, like she's basically saying, I can do all of this. And so why don't you start thinking that I can?
Right.
And then maybe I will. If you always think that I can't,
Right.
then I'm never going to do it. Oh, there it is. They're
Oh,
playing
cool.
it. Yeah.
Chris is
Yeah.
on
This is
it.
good.
Good
Yep.
one, Chris. Good one. Yeah. So that's it. That's the one I'm referring to. But I think that it applies not only to the Down syndrome community, but all of the athletes that we serve. They want someone to believe in them. They want to be part of what everyone else is a part of. And that's why I really love that Special Strong. I kind of love that we don't have a central location or a gym that belongs to us. I like that we go out in the community and we partner with places that just everybody goes to.
Right.
We're bringing these athletes just where everybody goes to work out, and they're part of it. So I think if we treat them like they can, and we believe that they can, they're going to do so much more than, they may have even thought they could have,
I love that.
Yeah.
You're 1 month in.
Yeah.
Any like, maybe not home runs. I don't know. Maybe you've hit some home runs, some dingers, as the Little League sports kids would say. But anything that's like just been so great, so fulfilling, that like transformation moment 1 month in your formal ownership of local Special Strong?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just the personal connections that I've made, and the free trials that I've run so far have almost all of them turned into members for me.
Oh,
great.
fantastic.
So, and I'm not saying that'll happen forever. I hope it does, but, it's just been very encouraging, that they agreed to do the free trial. We did the free trial. Yeah. They saw what a benefit this is going to be. They want more, and I hope that continues. And I hope that, the momentum, just keeps going in the same direction. So yeah, I mean, being open just a month, that's probably the biggest thing, just the encouragement of getting these members so quickly, and, being out there and people being receptive with me being in the community.
Yeah. Have you linked up with Aaron's Acres yet?
I've spoken to a few people there.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't officially coordinated any kind of event or activity with them, but they're definitely on my list.
Yeah, they're great people.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they are.
They've been on our show 2 or 3 times, maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Yeah. Great people, great
Yeah.
organization. And that,
Yeah.
I was going to ask, I'm sure there's a number of organizations that you can partner with in the community. Are you
Mhm.
associated with any organizations now that you could shout out or highlight or talk about?
Not officially
Okay,
yet.
yeah.
But like Aaron's Acres, there's especially in Lancaster County, there are so many places to connect with, that like the groundwork is being laid at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that there'll be a lot of different connections and things that we can do together in the community,
Yeah.
and just kind of give and take with each other and serve these people.
Hopefully the show can help you connect
Yes.
with some people.
It's like right in the name.
Definitely share the episode out, share the clips that we'll give you. I'm just
100%.
looking around at our boards here. There's probably 2, 3, 4 different organizations here that we've had on the show that probably would be a good fit for you to talk to.
And being that you're not tied to a facility, and obviously audience would be dependent, but I'm guessing you could probably like create for this group or that group, like a group training, group session.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it as well. Wherever there is the need, we can go there and we can fill it and, customize it to what that group needs.
Yeah. Like Aaron Zagers does their summer camp.
They do summer
every year,
camp,
and
they do open house. Yeah. It's kind of neat. Like Servant Stage was here last week, bringing the theater to the people.
That's right.
Now you're bringing the training to the athletes.
There you go.
I like it.
Look at that. That is true.
Hey man, not my first rodeo. It might have been my first rodeo trying to like switch out them pants. I really felt I injured myself. And I tell this story and like people are thinking like, what the heck did this guy do? But I literally tried to like, I guess that would best describe it. What's that animal that's pink and stands on
Flamingo.
I was thinking pelican.
Flamingo.
Flingamo, as Amelia used to call it.
A flingamo?
A flingamo. Yeah.
I flingamoed myself is what I did. But yeah, I tried to like stand on one leg, and I've had, for anybody that doesn't know, which I mean, I think most of Lancaster really tunes into what we do here. But for those that don't, I've had 10 operations on my left leg.
Right.
Oh my.
I've had my hip rebuilt. And so yeah, it's like difficult for me. Like when I joked I need occupational therapy, that's really not a joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an adaptive moment for sure, where I flingamoed myself.
Flingamoed. Yep.
But I forget why I brought that up again now in the room. Anyway.
It's got to come back around, right?
The point being, Ruth can bring her amazing skills to your group, so they don't flingamo themselves. They actually have a lot of fun and grow.
Yes, and it's interesting that you bring up, an activity like dressing, because that is another thing too that we really do try to incorporate in our training. Not that we're going to practice that skill, we're not occupational therapists. We're not going to do the dressing itself, but thinking about other activities of daily living, like even going to the store, like one of the athletes going to the store with their parents, can they lift up something from the bottom shelf and put it in the cart? Can they push the cart without running into things? Can they, just stuff like that? What are the skills that they need in order to live more independently in their life?
Yeah.
So that's another way that we look through that lens, when we're formulating our programs.
Right. You can tailor it to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear that, and I hear contribution.
Right.
Right. So rather than just come along to the store and let me hold your hand, right, or make sure you're within reach,
right,
at any given time.
Yeah, you're part of it now.
While I'm a parent pushing a cart and trying to, or caregiver trying to like fill the cart and pay the bill and not forget my purse or wallet or whatever. I hear contribution to that. And again, it goes back to that one moment of movement, belonging, opportunity that I experienced on the football field. Like, and you just add those little, it seems like it's just adding these little wins in the day.
Yeah.
And in the week and in the month. And suddenly life becomes more fulfilled, more fun.
Absolutely. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all about bringing more independence and abundance to their lives.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think Chris just had your website. Let's talk about how to contact you. Obviously, your website, you have socials set up. Maybe you could go through like how to contact you, phone number, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So everything should be on the website as well. So it's specialstronglancastercounty.com is the website.
There it is. Yep.
And Lancaster County Lancaster County at specialstrong.com is the email address.
Okay.
And then phone number should be at the bottom as well, but it's 717-734-7574. And then on any of the social media platforms, if you just search, you can find Special Strong
Yeah.
Lancaster County and follow us there. But we're always there. We're pretty responsive. If you reach out, I will certainly be happy and get back to you ASAP. But yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
Just to put a little bow on and to show off my gold star.
You're A+.
So let's do a little rundown on the CBSE. I want to say it's easy to say CBCE, isn't it?
Yeah, but
SE.
it's incorrect.
Right, it is. So you would get a C on that scoring. So core.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk briefly about what the core covers for your athletes.
Yeah, so core would be like abdominal, hip strength, back strength. Those times where you have to reach outside of your base of support. Even just lifting, like we said, you need core strength to bend down and lift. So anything, really, you need core strength for anything.
Like putting on pants.
Putting on pants, yeah.
So you don't what was the word?
Flingamo
yourself.
Yeah, core strength is important for flingamoing.
Yes, it
is. And
Amelia will be so proud. She's 16 now.
But yeah, so I think it's important too, because that's listed first. I mean, you have to have a good core before you have to have good stability before you can kind of branch out and do any kind of agility or more mobile kind of activities. So
what's the second one?
Brain.
Okay.
A+ for
brain. Yeah. Brain and sensory. So that's, and even in the physical therapy world, this just makes a really good connection for me because in my physical therapy practice, I worked a lot with neurologic conditions. So I wasn't like a sports medicine physical therapist doing all kinds of like athletic things like I'm doing now, but I worked a lot with people after they had a brain injury or a stroke, or if they had a more chronic condition like Parkinson's or things like that. So in my learning throughout my career, something that I would always incorporate into even just treatment of those patients is something called dual tasking. So that's combining, say, a physical activity with a cognitive activity. And that's kind of the same thing that we bring to these athletes. So I might have somebody, for example, I might have different colored cones in front of them. And I might say that they need to tap the color of the cone that I say using only their right foot or something like that. Right, so then I would say red, yellow, green, red, to kind of go back and forth. And then I might give them a longer sequence, so I might say, before you put your foot down, you have to do all three colors that I say, and just kind of expand on it. That's just one example. There's tons and tons and tons of other ways that you can incorporate brain and sensory activities. But if you do the dual tasking, if you combine them, you're going to elevate that training so much. I mean, they're going to improve so much faster. All of their like cognitive functions or executive functions are going to improve over time. So it's very research based. I knew it as a PT, and it's just awesome seeing it now as an adaptive coach.
Yeah. And then from the strength side, you're not, is it Planet Fitness that has the no lunk zone?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you're not expecting your athletes to pick up and put things down, 300 pounds or something.
Right.
No.
You're building strength in different ways.
Yeah.
How's that done?
And so we may use some of the weight racks and the machines and things like that for just pure strength building. But sometimes it might even look like carrying around a kettlebell, doing like a farmer's carry. And again, that's going to incorporate core and balance as well. And you can also throw in a brain game too, but just seeing like grip strength is sometimes really affected depending on what the person's challenges are, or they might have asymmetry. One side of their body might be stronger than another. But even just looking at something simple like that, carrying around a kettlebell.
And then, do you remember the last one?
I'm going to guess exercise. I could be wrong.
Where's my? I don't have.
Give me a C minus.
You need to go back to school.
I'm sorry, sir. You have to stay after mattress day.
I've had a long day.
Tutoring. It's endurance.
Yes, thank you. I knew it wasn't exercise.
And so,
Tried.
do we break a sweat to get endurance, or how do you handle endurance?
Sure. Yeah. And again, that's just really tailored to what they need. It's very specific to the athlete, but endurance, for example, my one athlete that I saw this morning, she's a young lady with Down syndrome and she's amazing. She does anything I ask her to do, but you can tell like that 2-minute activity that wipes her out.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do for her, I just say, okay, great job with that. Here's your 2-minute timer. That's the time you rest. So we get them right back into it. Her endurance is probably one of the biggest things that athlete needs. But just recognizing it, like recognizing, okay, you need a break, but we need to get back because that's how you're going to build it up. Sometimes endurance can even look like the person's tolerance to the environment. If it's a sensory situation, can they be in a Planet Fitness for 30 minutes? Right. Or do we, need to start, or we have 30-minute and 50-minute sessions. So maybe we need to start at 30 minutes, but they really could benefit from 50 minutes, but they just can't handle it that long.
Right.
So we gradually build up to that.
So you'll put those exercises in those 30-minute sessions to work into 50 and things like that.
Yeah. So endurance, I mean, it could look like the traditional sense of endurance, but we're not always like, we're not just getting on a treadmill and going and going and going and breaking a sweat. It's going to be individualized for what they need.
That's awesome.
That's great. So you're in business. Congratulations.
Thanks.
We know it's not easy.
Yeah.
1 month in, you get to celebrate your first full year in 26. If you're back here in December, it would be December 16th of 26.
Yeah. Right. Let's have you back on. Celebrate 1 year.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So what's transpired? What do you hope to help? Who have you helped? What do you got going on in a year from now?
Yeah. I mean, so Special Strong as a company just had a meeting to kind of go over what the vision of 2026 and beyond is going to look like. And, I really hope that I can contribute to that whole company vision, which is really becoming the company's vision is to become the world's leading household name in adaptive fitness.
Wow. Big goal.
It is. And I think it's achievable. And,
That's awesome.
I can't necessarily be the world's, but I'm hoping to be the household name in Lancaster County, for adaptive fitness and to be able to empower as many athletes as I possibly can during that time. So that's what I hope.
Well, not to sound cheesy, but you could mean the world to your athletes and your families.
Definitely. I mean, that's a good way to look at it for sure.
If an athlete's working with you off of a free trial now and they become a permanent fixture, that's not the right word. They continue to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Lifelong member.
There you go. They become a lifelong member.
Yes.
And 3 months from now, they're just excelling. Like that young lady with the endurance. Now we're doing 7-minute tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great for her, but that's great for mom and dad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because now now by June, now we're doing half-hour long tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Now the young lady can do whatever she wants to do. Well, not whatever, but
she doesn't need
do
as
something
much support
on her own for a half hour, which is going to make her feel good. And mom, dad, caregiver get little half-hour break.
Yeah.
Right.
That's huge. Yeah.
And it seems that especially as a parent.
Yeah, definitely.
Of a child with Down syndrome and autism. So, and that's the other thing. We didn't even touch on that, how qualified you are beyond just the certifications. I think from the heart and the mind side. Yeah. So kudos to you for that.
Thanks.
I'm sure it's not easy. And then there's other days that are tremendously rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can really relate. So if you're wondering if Special Strong is for you, I mean, gee whiz, we obviously just met here, but you got to know Ruth a little bit here on the show. Check out everything that she's doing, because not only do her expertise stand on its own, but where she's coming from and lives the life, right?
Yeah, I live the life.
You're doing it.
For sure. Yeah.
You've got, I don't know if you've seen in the bottom left-hand corner of the video screen, Chris has been shouting out all the people who've been shouting you out during the show.
Oh, cool.
I don't know who's behind your social page there, but somebody's messaged a bunch.
Nice. Yeah, Abundant Life.
I think
for sure.
there's
Do you know
you've got
Sarah?
some fans.
I don't know Sarah.
Look at that, making new connections.
Yep.
See?
Awesome.
World was
Hi.
just-
Thanks, guys.
World was just waiting. For Ruth
You
to
put it
show
out
up
there.
today.
You've got people watching, so that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
great.
Love your mission. That's cool.
That's great. Love it. Where's all that coming from? Oh, I don't have that.
You don't have the comments up. Chris is like, oh, look at that. It's
A whole bunch.
fantastic. Well done.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, month
Nice
in,
one.
you got a bunch of fans.
Good job. Ruth, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been great.
We'll get to know you a little better with Connection Cocktail.
Okay.
Few
So-
questions,
So yeah, no drinks.
no drinks.
Oh, it's a
Um,
mocktail.
It's a Connection mocktail. Yes, that's what we should call
Is
it.
it that
from now on.
2026? Yeah,
Connection mocktail.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't bring bourbon.
we do not. We do not.
We could. It's our show.
That's true. That's true.
There's a whole area right here for it.
Maybe some shows.
You don't need refrigeration for that.
No.
Just serve water in martini glasses and just say,
This
this is your mocktail.
All right.
I like that. I like that.
I'll kick it off.
Go
Do you
ahead.
do you have a favorite book, podcast, or TV show when you get the time?
Yeah, I know. When you get the time, that's the funny part. So I actually love to read, but sitting down with a book, like a physical book with pages, that's a funny one. So I'm a book listener.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I absorb audiobooks like it's my job. And I would say probably the past couple of years, they've been more focused on business and leadership and self-improvement, and then also related to my boys, like books about, other families who have similar situations. So regarding those, like I have 2 books. Like one is The Lucky Few, and that's a story about a family who adopted, I think it was 3 children with Down syndrome. So it's just their, journey from
Mhm.
start to end with that. And the title says it all. I mean, the lucky few, that's
Right.
who we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't know that unless you have a child with Down syndrome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty scary thing when you're not in that world. But
Right.
then once you're in it, you realize how lucky you really are. Like it's not scary at all.
Wow.
It's pretty beautiful. So then that's one that I love. And then Underestimated is another one. It's about a father wrote a book with his autistic son who's non-speaking about their journey with a method that's called spelling to communicate. So a lot of non-speaking autistic individuals are discovering this method, and we're finding out that even though they appear that they don't know very much, they actually know quite a bit
Mm.
and have a lot of very intellectual thoughts that are trapped in there. So they're just very inspiring and very powerful
books.
stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listen to books all the time, but yeah, I could probably name a bunch, but I'll leave it at those 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right,
That's
very
cool.
good.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Next up, dream vacation. If you could pack up the family and go anywhere, where are you going?
I know. And that's another funny question for me because it's something that, just my lifestyle and the things that, go on a day-to-day basis, dreaming about vacations is just not something that happens.
It's out there.
So
Dream big.
yeah, I mean, so I personally love like the beach and warm weather and
Mhm.
like tropical things like that. But my husband does not. So that would not
Okay.
be a family vacation. That would be like I'm escaping myself vacation.
You and the girlfriends are going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would just be for me. But if it was like a family thing, I think just like national parks
Yeah.
and stuff like that is just really cool. There's so much to see.
There's something for everybody.
And
at a
there's
family
something
park.
for everybody. And everybody
park.
likes being outside, depending on the environment. But yeah, I think just not anyone in particular, maybe all of them.
Well,
But
there you go. That could be a mission.
take a couple months off and
There you
just go
go.
visit all the national parks. That's
Perfect.
a dream.
Nice. All right. Favorite local spot in Lancaster. So it could be coffee shop, restaurant, park.
Yeah.
Maybe a hidden gem you want to share.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite spot is Gardner's Mattress and
Oh,
More.
that's amazing. 830 Plaza Boulevard, folks. Don't miss it.
That's an A+ answer.
Well done.
But other than that, yeah, we really like going to parks, like even Long's Park, just right here. When we've been living in Lancaster County for about 8 years. So my older kids were 5 and 6, I think. So parks were like, we needed a park. And Long's Park was just like convenient. It's big. There's something like there's all kinds of different areas you can go. So we just, since then, we just always like to return. And
do they still have the petting zoo there?
they do.
They do?
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
taking my kids to that. And Amelia got kicked Julian got kicked in the chest one time
Oh, man.
by a goat. He brings that up every once in a while. He was like 2.
Oh, man. Well,
He
it
was
left
okay,
an
but-
impression. Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
Yeah. But I'm sure that was just a one-time thing. The
I
petting zoo
hope.
is good.
There you go. Just
Well, thanks
broke
for
it.
sharing.
Yeah.
Goats at,
Glad to bring
Long's
up that
Park.
memory.
Yeah.
Ruth, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah. I really
All right.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. We're going to wrap up some quick business. As Ruth said, she likes to read books with pages. So the good, unfortunately, Ruth, we can't do this on audio because
Oh,
it's not on
darn.
audio, but we will send you a free copy
Amazing.
of Sleep Better in the mail. You go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better, and it's chock full of really, really great sleep tips. And my tip for you today would be committing to sleep routine. Going to bed at the same time every night, waking up at the same time every morning, even on weekends, as hard as that might be, even on days like today where it's 2-hour snow delays.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to, your kids might celebrate it, but if you want to sleep better, you should commit to getting up at the same time, for the reason that when we delay and get off routines and are sleep deprived or sleep extended, depending on the length, it can actually impact our body like we're drunk.
Mm.
So
Mm.
all the bad stuff without the good stuff, right? None of the tasty bourbon or margarita or Cosmo, but you get all the hangover effect. So sleep routine is the way to go. And we'll send you tips like that and more if you go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better.
So I've got a testimonial or a review for Gardeners, but I'm just looking at these comments. Is the Special Strong? It says Tracy from California. Is that like the Special Strong? Like,
No, so that one is one of the franchisees.
okay,
Yeah.
right. That's
So
cool. that
all
they're
the
tuning
ones
in.
that say Special Strong, it might be a different location.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's so cool. So they're all
Teams showing up.
Yeah.
love it. It just shows you you have a network behind you. And
Yeah.
That's
They're
cool.
pretty cool. They're amazing.
all right, testimonial for your favorite place, Gardeners Mattress and
right.
More.
Yes.
This one came in on Google within the last week from Margie. Short, sweet, and to the point. She had an outstanding experience. The staff is very knowledgeable. They help lead us in the right direction. Prices are very competitive. Best place to buy a mattress in Lancaster. Don't wait until your back is hurting like we did.
Yeah.
So couldn't have said it any better. Thank you for giving us an opportunity, Margie, and thanks for your business. We can't wait to help you wake up happy every morning.
Yeah. And off of that, I'm going to give a twofer mattress tip
Do it.
to that one. Like, don't wait until your back is hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like my Hoka shoes, right? Like,
That's
jury's still out if I'm going to love them or not.
hey, you need a good mattress. You need great shoes.
Right.
Right.
And a lot of folks often say, well, we held on to this one to get our money's worth.
Yeah.
It's like,
But at what expense, right?
yeah, at what expense to your back, to your sleep, to your energy? Right now, what we're learning in science and being able to extend your life through turning back your metabolic clock and being healthier, you're getting your money's worth, but you're not getting your life's worth
Love it.
out of that mattress when it could be serving your life in a better way. And so that would be a twofer mattress buying tip for you. I like that one better than the first one because it's what we're here to do. We're here to help people sleep better.
You got
and
one every week.
be better. And if your athletes didn't get good sleep, they're cranky athletes, aren't they?
Yeah. 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Coaches too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So anyway, all right. I think that concludes our
You're
show.
still getting comments. I love this.
I just want to keep it going to get more comments.
Yeah. I mean, how
Thanks for
much time do
tuning
you got?
All right. 10 days to Christmas, folks.
Oh gosh,
Last weekend before Christmas.
Whoa.
true.
That was a truth bomb.
Yeah, sorry. but I bring it up. Remember the reason for the season. Just gather with family, love on your family, enjoy those moments, be open to some change, if you will. Maybe if the Christmas routine isn't exactly as you want, but you got all the people around the table that you want. That's what matters. Keep that in focus. And we'll be back just before Christmas for one more episode
With a guest,
Oh, in studio still?
in studio guest, yeah.
It's awesome.
And then
And then,
drum roll.
and then we have, wait a minute.
Look,
Oh no, it's rim shot, not drum roll on this device.
That's right. We don't have a drum set. Ruth is like, what do you?
We have a little device that does fun things.
Nice.
So like you've had great people comment on it. So you get that.
Oh, cool.
But our year end
Connectees.
December 29th is the Connectees. And yeah, we'll be bringing that to you as well. So all that said, we'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects. Take care.
Oh, look.
It's all Christmassy. I like it.
Well done, Chris.
All right. We'll see you next week. Comments of this flow through the roof. So there you go.